Ghostbusters 2. Came out in 89, directed by Ivan Reitman, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Sigourney Weaver star, along with a lot of other great actors. And plot summary, discovery of a massive river of ectoplasm and a resurgence of spectral activity allows the staff of the Ghostbusters to revive the business. So it's a sequel, right? But for me, definitely this represents what it's like for me, like the feeling of the people of New York City, the vibe of the city, what I sort of classify as a New Yorker, what that represents. So I have to talk a little bit about the plot here to kind of make my point on why I connect with it on that level. So the premise of the movie, there's this evil ancient spirit who wants to come back, and they chose to come back in New York City because this spirit feeds off negative energy and bad vibes. And that's how he gets energized. So of course you pick New York because there's a lot of negative energy there. And in the film, it comes in the form of this pink slime that is underneath the city, sort of saying there's this river of all this negativity and bad vibes that are underneath New York at all times. And as people become more rude to one another, that negative energy grows the slime and he becomes stronger. So it's a lot like, signifying that, all these negative parts about, oh, New Yorkers are so mean, like the, hey, I'm walking here from Midnight Cowboy kind of attitude. And in the third act, like everything goes, totally to pot, and all the bad, the evil spirits are taking over because there's just so much negative energy. And there's a quote from the movie about the mayor about like being miserable and treating other people like dirt is every New Yorker's God-given right. So it's like, oh, New York, everyone's so negative. But again, this is getting a little bit into spoilers, I guess. The end of the movie is actually then the exact opposite. So the Ghostbusters realize they can create a slime that is for good and that feeds off positive vibes. And they really tap into all the positivity and the love and the positive energy that is really in every single New Yorker and is really the heart of the city itself. They even animate the Statue of Liberty, which is like a symbol of hope and beacon around the world and positivity, to actually kind of physically fight the bad guy in a way towards the end. So for me, I think what this is really about, at a surface level, there's stereotypes negative of, oh, New Yorkers are pushy and they're rude and they're jerks. But every time I've been there, I've only ever been surrounded by like some of the best people, like super nice. You can talk to anyone on the street, getting really amazing conversations with total strangers. I've never really seen that side of, the stereotype typical New Yorker, which I think the city gets portrayed in a way of, and I think in an unfair way. And so what I think this film does so beautifully is it's like, it acknowledges, there's this stereotype of, oh, New Yorkers are this kind of way. But really at the heart of it, like New Yorkers are some of the most amazing people, that at least I've ever met. And the vibe of the city really is one of positivity and love. And it might not at first glance, like at first pass, you might get a sense of, oh yeah, it's kind of, dirty and people can be kind of a little pushy or fast paced, but that doesn't mean that they're not amazing people. And that to me is what, every time I go there, I just feel more and more like these people are just so cool and so friendly and so welcoming and so warm. So what I love about this film is it really says, okay, there is a stereotype out there. It's not going to deny it. Big cities are fast paced and people can be pushy and it is dirty and there's negative sides to cities. But at the end of the day, really what will win out in the end and is even bigger than all that is all the love and the positivity and the friendliness of all these people. There is a dark side. Like in Wall Street, that is there, right? But at the end of the day, it's really like the power of positivity and love and like how wonderful the people who in the day-to-day who live in New York day-to-day really are, that kind of succumbs and wins out in the end against the evil spirit. And that just to me always is like, that is New York.
I knew that you're gonna have a Ghostbuster movie on this. So I know you well enough to the point that I watched the first one last night just to refresh my memory. I've actually never watched part 2, or at least not that I remember it. Maybe I did as a kid. So this is a great reminder that I need to go watch it.
Hey there, it's Alex. If you like the review and discussion Karan and I just had, make sure you subscribe to our channel, Movies That Shaped Us, to get full episodes. Every other Wednesday, Karan and I cover a topic around important people, places, events, and moments in our lives, and then explore it through 3 of our favorite movies. Subscribe right now or follow our podcast on Spotify or Apple Podcasts via the link in the description below. Hope you join us for the journey.